Welcome back to the high desert, everybody, in Sagebrush Shooting. Today we're talking about arguably one of the most hated service pistols that the U.S. military ever adopted, the Beretta 92FS or the M9. But before we get into it, let us not forget that Officer John McClane used the 92FS to stop a terrorist attack on Christmas Eve at Nakatomi Tower. Also, Martin Riggs used the 92FS to stop a large shipment of product from coming into the United States right before Christmas. Both movies, outstanding Christmas movies. Check them out sometime. Okay, so how we got to the Beretta. So in the 70s, the NATO was wanting everybody to get on the same page as far as ammunition goes, because it's just too much. You got, one country using this ammo, another country using this ammo, and so forth, right? So NATO said, figure it out, do what you need to do. So the U.S. military launched a Joint Service Small Arms Program, JSSAP, to find a new sidearm for the aging 1911s. So after 2 rounds of competition through multiple manufacturers, they had SIG, Smith & Wesson, H&K, Beretta, and on and on and on. Well, after 2 rounds, the Beretta was declared the winner. They said, hey, you ain't got to go any further. This thing rocks. So in '85, it was officially named the M9 and went into widespread use. So some of the features about it: it's 9x19. We just covered that. 15-round magazine, vice the 1911 7-rounders, ambidextrous safety, and so let's take this. This weapon has been cleared. There's no mag, so here you go. Now there have been some that said that safety has actually caused some problems, under duress when they're, put a new magazine in, or if they do have a malfunction and they have to rack the slide, that they will accidentally hit the safety down. I've never had that problem. Neither has anybody that I know, but I'm not saying it didn't happen. Okay, on with the features. So alloy frame and its open slide design, which helps keep it a little cooler if you're, running a lot of rounds through it. And it will use all 9mm ammunition, NATO wide. So it saw widespread use in Desert Storm, Afghanistan, and Iraq. And it was quite remarkable, because you had kind of both sides of the coin on this thing. You had some appreciating it for its accuracy, the capacity, ease of use, and takedown. And then you had the other side, because the military did what the military does. They bought the cheapest aftermarket magazines that you could possibly get for this thing, and it really caused a lot of problems with, any number of malfunction, failure to feed, eject, all that stuff. So with that being said, the size complaint also was another thing for those mediums out there that didn't have, big enough hands, because it's a good size pistol. It's good size. So, and I could see that. My wife said that this is, a little on the big side for her little hands. So, but I can definitely see that. So in 2006, the thing's definitely showing its age by then. And they came out with the A1, I think it was M9 A1, I believe, which added a pick rail right here, so you could put a flashlight on there. And it's really, by that time, 4 years later, they wanted modular designs and all that kind of stuff. So along came, in 2017, the SIG P320, and they're going through their issues right now. I'm sure they'll get them fixed, but for me, I absolutely love this thing, and I have never, ever had a malfunction, but I also have Beretta magazines too, so keep that in mind. Now, one of the things I want to show you, other than your finger, this is the best safety in the entire business. So I'm not sure how well we can do this here. Okay, so when I depress this safety, now the hammer is going to drop, but the firing pin is going to be out of the way because it rotates, right? So watch, you're going to see it start to come up. Boom, okay? Now, again, this weapon has been cleared. So at this point, you can go all day. it's like a squirt gun at that point. I'm sure my 45 fanboys out there are going to say, well, it's a 9mm, ain't much better than a squirt gun anyway. But, you know, my use out of this has been nothing but smile ear to ear, guys. I absolutely love it. You know, it's got a good place in my heart. And, you know, did a lot of qualifying, put a lot of rounds downrange with a lot of close friends of mine that I'm still in contact to with this day. But, you know, if you guys are contemplating getting one of these, I say go for it. They are an absolute riot to shoot, and you won't regret it. They are super accurate and reliable, and, you know, I couldn't talk enough about this pistol. So, but with that being said, I hope you guys have a good Tuesday. Just remember, best part about Tuesday, Monday officially became yesterday. You guys have a good rest of the week. Oh, one last thing. Couldn't do this outside because we got almost 3 inches of rain this weekend, and that's why I'm not out shooting it, because the range is still underwater. And on the final note, thanks for all the support. Please keep liking, subscribing, commenting, and share, and, you know, all that other stuff. Let's keep this channel growing. Y'all take care. Holla.